Hello, this is the orientation session for the College of Lake County's PRLE 3 Advanced Real Estate Principles Interactive course as part of the College of Lake County's Real Estate Course Program. I'm Dan Surratt. I'll be your instructor for this course and your online instructor. And here's some information from me, some contact information and that you may want to jot down. I've also put some contact information if you have college-related questions on who you can contact there. Obviously, I'll be able to answer any questions that you might have, and I'll be glad to do that. But those are a couple of contact names for me and for the college that probably would be a good idea for you to jot down and keep handy. Now, our agenda for the next few minutes is going to be, we're going to talk about your Canvas login and password that the College of Lake County uses as their learning management system. So make sure if for some reason you don't have your Canvas login and password, let me know. I'm sure you have it or you wouldn't be able to view this, but in case there's a problem with it at any given point in time, let me know and we'll make sure you get access through the Canvas LMS for the College of Lake County. Obviously, we want to welcome you to the orientation session and hopefully answer any questions that you might have. Obviously, even after the session's over, as you go through the class, I'm going to be sort of going through the class with you, although virtually, but I'll be more than happy to answer questions for you almost on any issue that you might run into. So don't think that just because this is, so the last orientation you're going to have or contact, then you'll be able to reach me really at any time that you want to. We're going to talk a little bit about the real estate licensing process, just to make sure you know what to expect and the order of things and the order of steps that you have to go through to get your license. So we're just going to go over that one more time just to sharpen our skills and make sure there's not any questions that you have with that. We're going to talk about the course textbook that you're going to need to get for this class, and you will need to get it. It will not be the same textbook that you had when you took your 60-hour course. So this is a separate book, and we'll talk all about it. I'm going to give you the outline for our online course, the steps that you're going to go through, and how we're going to go through it. So I'll explain exactly how the online portion of this is going to work with me and with you and with the material. The big thing that you'll want to, think about with this course are lesson quizzes. There are 5 quizzes that you'll be taking as you go through this course. There's 5 lessons and there's a short quiz after each one. Your goal really is to get through the course with me and with the tools I'm going to be supplying you, and then to take your lesson quizzes. So we'll need to have all that done, and I'll show you how we're going to do that in a second too. When we're all done taking our lesson quizzes, then you'll get notification that you've passed the course, and that'll come from me, and I'll show you exactly how that's going to happen in a second too. Now, the real estate licensing process, just to kind of go over the major steps one more time, you have to have taken and passed both the 60-hour broker principles class as well as this class, the 15-hour applied practice class. So I'm assuming that you did take and you passed the 60-hour broker principles class with a pre-approved real estate school. And I assume it was the College of Lake County. If it was a different school, that's fine too, just as long as you've completed that 60-hour program. And of course, you'll finish the 15-hour portion up with us, with our course you're going to be taking now. You're going to need to get a candidate number. If you haven't received your PSI candidate number, let me know. What I'll do is I'm going to have a link as you go through your course. I'll have a link for you on how to get your candidate number. And that just takes a minute to do. There's no money involved. You're not signing up to take the state exam. But I and the college will need that candidate number so that we can bank with the PSI people, these are the group that give the Illinois state exam, will bank with them the fact that you've taken and passed both of these particular courses here. So we need that number, sort of your ID number, if you will. We'll need that number from you. So if you don't have a candidate number, I'll show you exactly how to get it, but it's an important step. After you have your candidate number, after you've completed both of our courses and passed both of our courses, then you can make your state exam appointment with PSI at one of their testing locations to take the test. I'll also give you a link and I'll give you directions exactly how to do that. So when you're ready, after you've taken and completed both these courses, when you're ready to make your exam appointment, there's some steps you have to go through to do that, and I'll show you exactly what they are so you can get down and take your state exam. When you take your state exam, you're going to take two portions of the Illinois broker's license state exam. You're going to take a national portion and then also a state, quote, state of Illinois portion, if you will. The national portion is sort of national real estate laws, and the state portion is sort of Illinois laws. So just to know that when you take your state exam, you'll have two parts to that you have to pass. I'll also give you a link that'll explain both of these courses. I'll give you what's called a candidate handbook, and that'll drill down in detail what's covered on both these portions. So I'll have a link as you go through the course for that as well. Then after you've taken and passed both portions of the state exam, that's when you'll apply for your broker's license through your sponsoring broker, or if you will, sponsoring brokerage company. When you're ready to go to work in the real estate business, you'll identify a sponsoring broker who basically is going to hire you, and you'll apply through that brokerage firm to get your broker's license. And that's a little bit beyond where we're at right now, but it's basically a licensing process that they understand and you'll get a link to, and it's not that complicated. So you want to have taken and passed both those courses, just as a double check. Hopefully you're done with the 60-hour course, and now we're going to work on your taking and passing our 15-hour course. This is the textbook you're going to need for this course. It's the Illinois Real Estate Brokers Principles Interactive 2nd edition from Hondros Publishing. You can get this book at our bookstore, the college bookstore, and that's their link, which you can link right now if you want to that. I'll have that linked up for you. Or you can call them. If there's a problem getting that book at all, just give me an email, a shout out, and we'll make sure you get one. The book itself has 5 lessons to it, and I'm going to be doing most of the hard work with you as you go through this course. But there's 5 lessons, and when you're done with each lesson, there'll be a short quiz that you'll have to take and pass, if you will. So you'll see how that happens. But it's important to know that you've got to go through each of these 5 lessons, all the way through each of them, as well as take the 5 lesson quizzes. That's going to determine whether or not you can, if you will, pass or not. So you have to complete all 5 lessons or you can't pass the course. You're going to be working independently with me, if you will, as an online virtual teacher, and I'll show you how that happens in a second. So don't forget, as an online student, I'm here to give you support and help, but you really have to carry the ball when you go through this. Okay, it's not like just going into a class and sitting there and having an instructor put stuff in your brain and maybe leading the way. You've got to lead yourself through the course. Now, I'm going to have a way to follow up with you and make sure that you stay on course, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that in just a second. Each of the lessons, the 5 lessons we talked about, we'll be doing what's called key term matching, recall exercises. We'll do true and false exercises and fill in the blank exercises. Now, I'm going to be doing the leader role on that. You're going to be doing the following role. And what I'm going to have you do is take your textbook, which is kind of like a workbook, and as I'm lecturing on each of these areas, and going through the drilling exercises on each of these areas. You're going to be filling in the blanks in your book, and you'll see how that works when we get started. So you're going to be following along with me as I do lecturing on all of these areas. Now, there's some independent work for you, which what I'll do is I'll follow up with you on various scenarios and exercises, but you'll be taking breaks as you go through the program to do independent work, and then I'll join you virtually as you go through the course, and I'll follow up with you on all that. I'll be going over all the terminology on each of the lessons with you. I'll be doing all the key concept reviews with you. You'll be doing the lesson quizzes entirely on your own. I'll be giving you student progress reports almost weekly, if not every 3 or 4 days. But certainly weekly, you'll get a progress report, and that will show you that I've received and you're graded lesson quizzes, each of your 5 lesson quizzes, and you'll have a score on each of those. And then I'll get back to you once a week and let you know as a progress where you're at from where I can see you're at. And then if you need some encouragement, I'll give you that. If you need some help, I'll give you that. But rest assured that as you go through the class, I'll be sort of looking over your shoulder and making sure you're not falling too far behind. And if you are running into any problems with the course, I'll be there to get you back on track. One last thing, course transcripts. When you finish the course, you're going to be getting a course transcript. Now, this course transcript, the big thing about this is you don't want to lose it. Now, you do not need the course transcript, which shows that you've passed one or both of the courses, the 60-hour course or the 15-hour course. You don't need that to take your state exam, but you will need that after you pass your state exam and when you get ready to make an application with a broker to go work for the broker. That's when you'll need this piece of paper. So you'll probably get this long before you take and pass the state exam. Just don't lose it. Yeah, you can get a duplicate. We can get you a duplicate, but it's a real pain in the neck. So look for the course transcript from the college and don't lose it. Now, to get the course kicked off, what you'll do is you go to our next module in the learning management system. You'll see it there right on your learning management system, the overview to it, all the different modules that you're there. You'll go to the module for lesson 1, and from there you'll start the course.